Wanted to keep the theme of EDC going this week, or this set of videos, I guess. And this is what I've been wanting to do for a little bit. This is my car EDC, is what I call it. And it supplements my normal EDC, or that I carry on my person. So let's just dive into it. I don't know that I'm going to worry too much about time on this video, if I can get through it without flubbing up my speech. But before we dig too much into it, this kind of is, you'll see a lot of my backpacking philosophy kind of spill over into this. A lot of that is because I find myself in the mountains or desolate areas often, so I carry a way to make fire, that kind of stuff. One thing I do keep in here is notepad and paper, and of course along with that I've got 2 pens, just because I've been collecting apparently, Sharpie, and I do keep cash in there. Normally what I like to do is keep 20 bucks, and I try to keep it in small bills. And honestly, mainly what this is for is some places I go have recreation fees, and I've got to pay recreation fees, and I never carry cash on me. So it's good just to have it in the car for that, or sometimes if I'm down in the city and I need parking or something like that, this will come in handy. See what else we got in this one. So that's it in that pocket. This pocket, I've got some gum, and guys, this is my favorite kind. Extra long-lasting flavor. It's the Polar Ice. That's my favorite gum right there. And this is the old, oh, I'm drawing a blank on this. The old, I'm gonna have to annotate it because complete blank. I've talked about this before. I actually found this at a ski resort when I was in high school. And yeah, it was out there buried in the snow. It was springtime. But I don't know how long it'd been there, but this thing is in great shape, and it still is to this day. This is a great one to keep in my car EDC. Lots of stuff going on with this one. Main pocket here, I do carry some little bit of snacks. You know, sometimes at work things get really busy and I don't have time for lunch. On my way home, I'll just snack on something like this. Cliff Bar, lots of calories with that one. And then these are just some, what are these, Quaker granola bars. This is a first aid kit. I won't break into that right now, but there's lots of stuff in there. It's a Maxpedition bag, FRN1, I think. I can't remember the name of that either. I'll have to annotate the name if I'm wrong. But it's kind of a, you know, it's not the best first aid kit in the world right now, but it does have quite a bit of capability in there if needed. Bandana, that's kind of my my backpacking spilling over. There's just so many uses for bandanas, and I had an extra one, so I threw it in there. Hand sanitizer. This stuff I use quite often. Like I said, I'll end up eating in my car a lot, and sometimes I just get, you know, food on my hands. This comes in great, especially with kids too. And of course, most of you know that you could use this to start a fire if needed. Some black electrical tape. This is some hockey tape that I bought a bunch of it for, I think I put it on my Glock at one point and just didn't like it. But I had a bunch left over, so I thought I'd throw it in here. It's just kind of nice to have some of that on hand every once in a while. Some fuses specific to my car, that's come in handy. Some more fuses. This one is interesting. This is a gallon Ziploc bag. I guess it in and of itself isn't too interesting, but I carry one of these backpacking all the time, and I just find use after use after use. but I never thought to carry it in what I call my car EDC until I was watching a recent video posted by Doc Tac Dad. And he carries one of these gallon Ziploc bags. And it was funny because he said he does this in case, you know, maybe they're changing their kid and they got to put a stinky diaper in there. And I can't tell you, the light bulbs just went on for me when he said that. And I thought, why in the world haven't I done this? So that was a great idea from him that I added to this car EDC. And the rest of this is kind of my Phoenix flashlight accessories. A little dirty in there. But here you've got the orange cone, the light diffuser. This is also a light diffuser. This one's a little different. You just put it on and it snaps over. And then the red one. Just kind of nice to keep all of this in one spot. All right, jumping to the other side here. Down in this pocket, this is kind of my cordage pocket. I've got some of the jute twine. One reason I really like the jute twine is the cost. I can use this and not feel too bad about it. But this will break quite easily in comparison with, say, 550 cord. So I do have a hank of 550 cord in there. That's probably 100 feet, 80 to 100 feet. I've been using some. I also have some zip ties that I put in there. And moving on to this main pocket. This main pocket, I will generally carry a beanie year-round. And again, that's because I will often find myself in some of these areas at night, and it gets cold at night, and I will have a beanie on me. Don't necessarily carry gloves year-round. In fact, I just barely put these in maybe a week ago. But these are just my standard gloves. If you guys have been watching the videos, you've seen these. I just picked them up at Cabela's. It's a shooter glove. And these are just kind of a thin liner glove. We'll dig into this in a second. Honestly, I don't know what this is. Looks like this is just kind of another backup notepad. Lights. I do carry this Petzl headlight. And this is one I bought years ago when we were actually doing night climbing. That's specifically what I bought it for. Of course, it comes in handy in many other aspects. But I had this laying around, so I thought I'd just throw that in there. Now, this is a good light for some functions, but I did want something that a little more capable. So this is the Phoenix LD20. And of course, that's going to go along with all the attachments that I've got buried here. And here you'll start seeing some of the backpacking flow over to. Got some duct tape. Actually, that's almost gone. I need to replenish some of that. Sewing kit. I did a vid on this a while ago on how to make this little sewing kit. Pair of Allen wrenches. Those come in handy. This is missing a few. I wonder if they're down here buried, maybe. Yeah, they are. This is, actually this was attached to my flashlight. I took it off recently. I can't remember why. I had a reason. But normally that would just go on my flashlight so I could hang it someplace if I ever needed to. And this is actually sunblock and bug repellent at the same time. Again, going with that theme of sometimes I'll end up in places where I will need that. And I think that is it, guys. Oh, there's a couple other things in here. Oh, apparently I collect pens. They find their way in there and don't find their way out, I guess. This is a sharpener that I purchased that I wanted to keep in my car EDC. And honestly, I don't like it. Well, it's good. It's just a very rough surface, so it doesn't get it, you know, shaving sharp or anything. So, I wouldn't recommend this. I'm looking for something else. Actually, it's the DMT card is what I'm thinking about getting down the road. Alright guys, so that is my car EDC. This is the mess that we've just unloaded. I found it comes in handy. You know, some of the stuff I use all the... Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. Let's dig into this. And if I keep bumping this camera, it's driving me nuts. Alright, so here, this is kind of my fire kit. Just a bunch of cotton balls with Vaseline. Whistle, again with some bright yellow paracord on it. Yellow whistle. And this is the blast match fire still. And it's just big and heavy, so this is not a good option for me backpacking. But for car EDC, wonderful. And Bic lighter. So that's my fire kit in there, along with the whistle. And then the last one, if I'm not mistaken, should be spare batteries. And these batteries are specific. What they are, I won't take them out, but they're AA and AAA batteries. And this is for, of course, the AA for the LD10. And the AAA is for my EDC lights, which is, I switch kind of between a Maritac and a Streamlight that take AAA batteries. And this Petzl right here takes AAA batteries. So that way I'm covered with all my light and extra batteries in here. And that rounds off my car EDC. But this is it, guys. Again, it's like a normal EDC in the sense that I add to it, I take away from it. It's always kind of changing and in flux. I don't need this many pens, but I'll have to clean that up while I'm putting it away here. So that's it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. It's fun to watch these videos from you guys too, because I always get ideas even from some simple things that I think, gosh, why didn't I think of that? Alright guys, thanks much. See you later.